Let's continue with reduction to hydrocarbons. Here we have Wolff-Kishner reduction. Carbonyl group reacts with hydrazine, results in the formation of hydrazone. Water is lost and we get hydrazone. Further, it reacts with ethylene glycol in the presence of KOH. This group changes to CH2. Nitrogen is liberated, water is formed, and we get hydrocarbon. This is called Wolff-Kishner reduction. Let's take specific example. Acetone, when undergoes Wolff-Kishner reduction, we get propanone. Acetophenone on Wolff-Kishner reduction in the hydrazine, KOH and glycol gives ethyl benzene. We can also convert aldehydes and ketones to hydrocarbons with the help of HI and red phosphorus. Acetaldehyde, when treated with 4 moles of HI in the presence of red phosphorus at 423 Kelvin, product formed is ethane plus water plus 2 iodine. Why do we use phosphorus? It is added so as to remove iodine. Otherwise, the ethane will react with iodine in the presence of to form ethyl iodide. So red phosphorus removes iodine so that further reaction does not take place. Acetone, when reduced with HI in the presence of red phosphorus 423 Kelvin, we get propane plus water plus iodine. So these were the reaction in which aldehydes and ketones were reduced to corresponding hydrocarbons. Next we are taking oxidation. Aldehydes on oxidation give carboxylic acid. Ketones are difficult to oxidize with the help of mild oxidizing agent, so we have to use stronger oxidizing agent, and here bond cleavage takes place. If bond breaks here, this carbon will change to carboxylic acid, we get RCOOH, and this side will get R-CH2COOH. These products are formed if cleavage starts from 1 and 2. But if cleavage takes place from 2 and 3, then the acid formed will be RCH2COOH, R-COOH. So both the ways bond can break. Here C1, C2 cleavage took place, and here C2, C3 cleavage took place. C1 and C2 leads to these products, whereas C2 and C3 leads to these products. The mild oxidizing agent given below are used to distinguish between aldehydes and ketones because they do oxidize aldehydes but do not oxidize ketones. Oxidation of ketones. Unlike aldehydes, ketones do not contain any hydrogen attached to the carbonyl group and hence they cannot be oxidized without the cleavage of some carbon-carbon bonds. So ketone cannot be oxidized by weak oxidizing agent just as Tollens reagent and Fehling solution. These reagents are therefore used for distinguishing aldehydes and ketones. Here we have pentane 2-on which is unsymmetrical ketones. Here bond can break either here or here, but this cleavage is most probable, and when A cleavage takes place we get acetic acid and propanoic acid, but if B cleavage takes place we get butyric acid and formic acid. Formic acid is unstable, it further gets oxidized to CO2 and water. This cleavage is governed by Popov rule, and Popov rule states that the keto group is retained by a smaller alkyl group. So the A cleavage is most probable as compared to B cleavage according to Popov's rule. In case of unsymmetrical ketones such as butane 2-on and pentane 2-on, the keto group stays preferentially with the smaller alkyl group. This is called Popov's rule. This is symmetrical ketone pentane 3-on. On oxidation with concentrated nitric acid, the cleavage takes place here. We get propionic acid and acetic acid as the product. If acetone undergoes cleavage with potassium dichromate and conc sulfuric acid, bond breaks here, we get acetic acid and formic acid. But formic acid being unstable further gets oxidized to CO2 and water. Now we are taking Tollens reagent test. Aldehydes react with Tollens reagent in basic medium. The aldehydes get oxidized to acid, so these are the ions formed by acid, plus silver mirror is formed. Ammonia gas is liberated and water is formed. This is called silver mirror test, which is shown by aldehydes. Benzaldehyde reacts with Tollens reagent only on heating because it is weak reducing agent. Next we are taking Fehling solution test. Fehling solution A contains copper sulfate, B contains NaOH and Rochely salt, sodium potassium tartrate. Aldehydes react with Fehling solution and form reddish brown precipitate due to Cu2O. Aldehydes get oxidized to carboxylic acid, whose ions are carboxylate ions shown here, plus 3 water are formed. Reduction of Benedict solution. Whatever test we have done with Fehling solution, same can also be done with Benedict solution. Fehling solution is an alkaline solution of copper ions complexed with tartrate ion, Rochelle salt, that is sodium potassium tartrate. Benedict solution, on the other hand, is alkaline solution of copper ion complexed with citrate ion. It contains ferric citrate. It reacts in the same way as Fehling solution and gives reddish brown precipitate with aldehydes. Ketones do not react with Tollens reagent as well as Fehling solution. Benzaldehyde does not react with Fehling solution because it's a weak reducing agent. Formic acid gives Tollens reagent test as well as Fehling solution test because it contains aldehyde group also along with carboxylic acid. It gets oxidized to carbon dioxide and water. With Tollens reagent it forms silver mirror, and in Fehling solution it gives reddish brown precipitate due to CO2O. Oxidation of methyl ketones by haloform reactions. This is methyl ketone which has COCH3 group. If we react with NaOI or NaOCl, we will get sodium salt of carboxylic acid plus haloform will be formed. Haloform means chloroform, bromoform and iodoform. This is another methyl ketone which we are reacting with the NaOCl, sodium hypochlorite. This group will get oxidized and we will get chloroform. If we use iodine and NaOH, we will get iodoform test. So those compounds, those aldehydes and ketones which have CH3CO group can also be distinguished by iodoform test. They will react with iodine and NaOH to form yellow precipitate of iodoform, which other groups which are not containing this group will not respond to this test. Let's take up a problem based on the equations which we have studied. An organic compound A with molecular formula C8H8O. Here carbon and hydrogen are nearly equal, so this compound is likely to be aromatic compounds. It forms an orange-red precipitate with 2,4-DNP. It means it contains carbonyl group. Gives yellow precipitate on heating with iodine in presence of NaOH. It means it contains methyl ketone group. COCH3 group is present. It neither reduces Tollens reagent nor Fehling solution, nor it decolorize bromine water. It means it does not contain aldehyde group and it does not have unsaturated, that is double bond present in it because it's not reacting with bromine water or Bayer's reagent. On drastic condition with chromic acid, it gives a carboxylic acid with molecular formula C7CH6O2. So it means this is the formula of benzoic acid. So it must contain benzene ring and it is ketone because ketones are oxidized with under drastic conditions. Identify the compounds A and B and explain the reactions involved. So A forms 2,4-DNP derivatives, therefore it is aldehydes or ketones, but it does not reduce Tollens or Fehling solution, therefore it is ketone. It responds to iodoform test, it means it is methyl ketone. The molecular formula A indicates a high degree of unsaturation, presence of benzene ring, yet it does not decolorize bromine water or Bayer's reagent. It means presence of unsaturation is due to aromatic ring or benzene ring. Compound B, being an oxidation product of ketone, should be carboxylic acid. The molecular formula indicates that it is benzoic acid. Compound A should be mono-substituted aromatic methyl ketones. So the molecular formula of A indicates that it should be methyl phenyl ketone or acetophenone. So this is the formula which we have identified. This reacts with 2,4-DNP, oxygen from here, hydrogen from here, results in the formation of orange precipitate, that is 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazone of acetophenone. Another reaction, acetophenone, when reacts with chromic acid, it results in the formation of benzoic acid. With iodine and NaOH, it results in the formation of sodium benzoate and yellow precipitate of iodoform.